Welcome to my Week 2 coverage of SPL. In this video, I will be going over my team building process and team selection, and then live recording the game as it happens to capture my calculation and timings. And then after the game finishes, I will then go over the game with narration to analyze what happened. For Week 2, we are paired against the Sharks. Their ADV slot is Endil, and he is supported by Ladder Hero Watermess and ADV Granddaddy M-Dragon. I will include a paste bin of the team I brought in the description, and let's hop into the analysis. Here is the team. Now, I wasn't really sure what to bring, and I sort of made up my mind this morning. So my preparation for Endil was that I saw he liked using a lot of Skarmory, a lot of Fortress, and some bulky Dug balances with like Cune. So this is a team I've built recently and should have decent matchup against those, and isn't too bad of a team. I was feeling really confident with this team in earlier tests, but a couple of days ago, Felix, the random on my team, completely thrashed me, like really badly, and I was having doubts with this team, but in the end, I still want to bring it. So it's Jolly CB-Mans, Jolly so that I outspeed Celebi Pass and all those nonsense. Bold Max Suicune with barely any speed investment, hardly any speed creep. I'm looking to maximize my bulk to eat things and potentially like 1v1 Curslax. Special defensive Claydol. I've been liking the spread a lot, and I've been alternating between Refresh and Explosion leading up to the match. But just to help out in my Scar matchup and potentially a Willow from Gar, I've decided to go with Refresh. The EVs, the defense guarantee lives 2 choice band double edges from Aerodactyl. So that was my physical defense benchmark. The rest is to maximize special bulk, and it lives quite a lot. And next up, and probably the star of the team, is my bulk up Machamp. I really love my fighters, and this one is my wall breaker. I haven't shown or built with this set before. It's a bit of a surprise how bulky it can actually be, so I've maxed its HP. I barely have any speed EVs, so I'm just outspeeding minimum speed Blissey or minimum speed +1 Blissey. Hitting a jump point for the plus 10% adamant nature thing, so going from 383 to 385 with 1 extra EV, and the rest a maxed HP and the rest in bulk. It lives a lot of things, and I might need this to get a surprise KO on Celebi. For example, bulking up on the switch and then nailing it with the HP bug, hopefully. Back to our trusty Mixrachi, and you'll notice that I made it physically defensive this time because I have a Blissey in the back, so this Jirachi doesn't need to be specially defensive. So the physical defense will help it to live hits, take earthquakes better, and I've hit my speed benchmark again, and I've just thrown the rest in special attack. I wasn't sure before. I had some special defense, but I decided to put it in special attack. To be honest, I'm not sure about this one. And last of all, rounding out the team for a special defensive backbone is Blissey. Very standard, max defense, max special attack, no speed creep, Thunder Wave, and usually on teams without spikes, I want to go modest to help me get the Ice Beam roll against various dog trios in the world. So that's my team. 2 really hard physical hitters, 3 defensive backbone mons, and Suicune as a kind of a soft check to things and also as an alternative win condition. So I'm about to start my game. Here we go. Okay, so I am now narrating this long after the game has finished, but this is a live recording. We have Salamence lead on Salamence, and the play, usually, standard play for both Salamence is to switch out. There are very few exceptions where you would want to balance your turn 1 range and stay in, and I would argue that is when you're mixed with minus defense nature, or you have Dragon Claw with lots of special defense bulk. And we both safe switch out to Suicune. I Calm Mind up, and this turn will reveal who's faster, and that could be really important to see who has the faster roar. He shows Snorlax, and it's really interesting that he switches out, so he's representing that his Suicune loses to my Suicune. And that's a really odd switch. But at this point, he's revealed 3 mons. Okay, he body slams as I roar, and I drag in the Salamence, so no new information. I expect him to be switching out. Oh, I calc the body slam just to get a rough idea of what his attack EVs might be. But he's revealed 3 mons: Salamence, Suicune, and Snorlax. So those 3 usually fit on a very stallish team with rest setup sweepers. Alternatively, the other option there would be having some offensive Rain Dance Cune weather reset with the Boomlax, offensive Boomlax, and those teams don't need Magneton and will have a really dangerous sweeper in the back like Heracross. So it's either that or a very traditional bulky Suicune, Rest, Curslax, Magneton team. And he's shown that he's struggling against my Suicune a little bit, but at the same time, I can't really punish Snorlax. I don't have Tyranitar or Metagross, and even though my champ is bulky, it doesn't love switching into Snorlax body slams. So he body slams again as I surf. We both exchange some chip, and he gets the 30% para. I keep surfing, and he switches in Mence and reveals that he is not getting leftovers recovery. So he's representing that he's really weak to Suicune. So here's Magneton, and not sure what his last 2 are, but most likely it's not a Celebi, otherwise it would have come in by now. I'm calcing the Salamence just to make sure it's not minus special defense nature. It's most likely Choice Band, and I think Surf is the play. It's hardly any drawback, and the chip on Salamence will be really useful for my Machamp. He Earthquakes, gets 30% off as I fully paralyze, and now I decide. Okay, he goes Cune and I rest up. His play there was probably to switch out, or to Earthquake again, and I was clicking rest, so Earthquake doesn't really achieve anything. And again, interesting, he goes from Suicune straight back to Mence. So he's not only representing, like, we fully believe now that his Suicune just loses to my Cune, which means Calm Mind, Surf, substitute Ice Beam, or Rain Dance, or Rest without Roar. He uses Hidden Power and reveals that he is Adamant, Jolie does not achieve that role. Again, I do want to chip this Mence down for my Machamp in the back. He's playing it like he has a wish, like he has wish in the back to support the Mence. He's sort of not worried about it taking chip damage. Something interesting to note. He hidden powers as I surf, 25%, so he's below half. I think I figure out that it has some HP investment, because against 0 HP, those surfs would be doing a bit more. So maybe he's running 100 HP. I know BKC likes that spread. Taking a lot of chip, and now my Machamp should be a huge threat to his team. So he's locked into hidden power flying. He could switch out, and I decide to mid-ground my way in with Jirachi. If he stays in, I don't. If he switches out, Jirachi will be fine against most things he can bring in. I toss out a Body Slam. I think it's one of those no drawback plays. And I get a lucky crit and para on the Snorlax. So this gives me one window to get in my Machamp, as he may rest if he has it, or he may boom. And he switches out to Suicune. That was baffling. During the game, I didn't understand that play, and even now, I don't know what's going on. It's very hard to narrate these long, drawn-out games. I'll just kind of go over the long-term strategy, I guess. I want to heal up my Cune at some point, obviously. So I reveal my Blissey. I don't think I need to keep things hidden from him. I take the Surf, and that is not 0 special attack Surf, as we will find out in this calc. Right, so he has some special attack, but he's not particularly invested either. Now Snorlax lives 2 seismic tosses, so he could go Snorlax and try to get the rest off, or he can just Calm Mind up against the Bliss. I haven't shown T-Wave yet. I haven't shown any moves on my Blissey. If I were him, maybe he thinks my Blissey could be Wish. But anyway, he's shown earlier that his Cune can't make any progress against my Cune. So I bring in my Cune and throw out a Roar just to sort of to see what he does. In hindsight, I think this move I should Calm Mind. Turn 17 Calm Mind is probably the play, but yeah, okay. So turn 17 Calm Mind is the play. Roar doesn't make much sense. I think this is an objective mistake. Turn 17 from me. He's shown many times already that his Cune can't make progress against my Cune, so Calm Minding or resting makes a lot more sense than clicking Roar. This is a mistake, for sure. He surfs and I roar. Again, I'm checking the roll, but we will see that I roar in the worst possible mon. It is the Tyranitar that brings up sand. So Surf may not even 2KO. like on a team like this, Tyranitar is usually very bulky, and so this is a very important turn. So there's Magneton and something else in the back. Could be like... Oh, I know now that it's a backup Rock Resist, but at the time I really wasn't sure. He'd shown that it definitely wasn't Celebi. And hereafter I have to decide what I'm doing with my Cune. And I don't want to stay in because I've identified that Cune is a very important piece to winning this game. And I switch out to Machamp and he reveals Crunch. So he's Pursuit Crunch. That means that his Snorlax probably isn't running Shadow Ball. So it could be Rest Talk, still could be Boom. Yeah. My time is running a little bit low, so I decide just to throw out a Cross Chop. Yeah. From that roll, he knows that my Machamp is bulky, by the way, because a Crunch on a 0 HP Machamp does more than 17.5%. Yeah, so I think turn 18 was actually very important, where I have to decide, am I keeping my Cune healthy? And he could have, if he sort of looked at it from my perspective of wanting to keep the Cune healthy, he could have made a really high IQ play, not too high risk, but really high reward play of pursuing my Suicune, and that might have secured him the victory after my turn 17 misplay. So turn 17, turn 18, we probably both make some noob moves. He shows his answer to my Machamp, which is his Donphan, taking only 32%, and that's his last. I mean, like, he had Magneton, and Donphan is his non-Magneton last. I switched to Claydol because before the game I did decide to go with Refresh, so Claydol will be pretty much walling Donphan. The only way he can make progress against Claydol with Donphan is to double out to Tyranitar if it's faster, and beat me in the Pursuit Crunch mind games, or potentially even with Counter, which is a bit of a modern tech to help combat Claydol. So no surprise, he reveals his last of Magneton, and I pivot out to Claydol. I reveal Refresh, so he knows that I most likely do not have Boom. He goes Cune, so he's not being very aggressive. I feel like I'm favored in matchup, and he needs to find places to get a bit more aggressive to make progress, because right now he's not making any progress. He has revealed that his Cune loses to my Cune, but I still don't want to go hard Cune. No real reason. I thought this would be better, just to paralyze it. He gets a full para, but that probably doesn't matter much. He goes Magneton, and I have my answer to this. Between Blissey and Claydol, his Magneton is walled. Sometimes Magneton can really break apart those super fat Blissey Suicune teams. Just the Protect Toxic Magnetons. Turn 32 was really weird. His Tyranitar has Crunch and Pursuit. He switches into my Blissey and he thinks I'm scared. Like, that doesn't make sense. Even if he has Brick Break, it's doing maybe 40%-ish max. And so Seismic Toss was super free there. And for his mistake, he is punished and has to eat 41% on Magneton, which is not receiving any lefties recovery. Looks like it's Magnet or Charcoal or whatever. So again, I toss again, no need to predict, and he goes Cune. Once again, like my week 1 match, I feel like I'm in control after the first few turns, and at this point I want to just not choke. consolidate my advantage and set up my threats. Machamp is already a massive threat. My Suicune, just ever since turn 0, has been a massive threat. And also my Choice Band Salamence. He'll have to switch in Donphan to take hits from Machamp and Salamence. So once Donphan goes down, Salamence will have a lot of fun. I am jolly. Still, the Choice Band hidden powers will really smack the Cune, because the Cune has revealed that it has special attack investment. I go Cune as he Calm Minds. I think this is my last turn of sleep. So I thought the game would be pretty much over at this point, but as you'll see, it gets a bit spicy afterwards. I Calm Mind, and I'm clicking Surf. I get a crit, which kills the Mence. I don't feel like that really mattered, because even if it didn't kill, Sand would either kill him or put him in range for like one more Sand hit to die. So it is nice RNG, but doesn't decide the game. He doubles in Snorlax as I switch to Claydol, and then he switches out to Cune. So turn 38, I don't understand at all. Why doesn't he rest? I don't get it. I switched to Jirachi because it's not useful for anything other than Snorlax. I could HP Grass here, but I don't see the point in doing that. I'm throwing up a Wish, and potentially anything can eat that Wish. It's a very flexible move, and part of the reason why I've been so in love with these defensive Jirachi glues recently. He surfs on my Wish, and I go and heal up my Cune. He makes a switch anticipating that, but I don't really lose anything, as once again, I have very concrete answers to this Magneton. He reveals Protect. I'll toss again, no reason not to. And he eats it with Cune. He rests up, and we still don't know the fourth move, but it's definitely not Raw. So it is Sleep Talk, but it could have been Ice Beam, maybe Rain Dance, but doesn't make much sense. Andil's team can't afford Rain Dance on that Cune. I Calm Mind up, and turn 46 is potentially controversial. I decide to risk the crit and take my kill on Magneton. I know that Suicune is my ace of spades, but I am risking a 1 in 16 crit. But I don't feel like I can dance around Magneton, or it doesn't make any sense to, otherwise it's not really making progress, and I don't want to throw out random surfs either, especially into his own Suicune, which has pressure. So I do avoid the crit. Turn 46 is a potential mistake. I think if I'm going to be critical of my own play, turn 17 was much bigger. As it is, I'm up 6-4, and Suicune is set to sweep. Gosh, how do I let him back in the game? He brings in Snorlax. Right. Potential choke here. Okay, so my reasoning is it can still be self-destruct, and going Jirachi is no drawback. It was probably a mistake though. I could have just gone hard Machamp, and that would mean he burns one less turn of sleep. I throw out my cross chop and it lands, doing another nice chunk on Donphan. Again, I'm going to pivot out. I've used up 2 cross chops, so cross chop PP is definitely going to be an important factor in this game. I go Claydol on his Earthquake, and he hasn't revealed Protect yet, but he has Protect, and almost all Donphan, except for maybe ones with counter, have Protect. So protects, gets back 6%, and he's already recovered up most of that cross chop damage. I Earthquake in case he tries to get cheeky, going Tyranitar on the Psychic, and he does go Tyranitar. I think that was a dubious move by him, which I punished. And he goes Cune, I go Cune, he doubles Talax. Good move by him. He gets to burn his last sleep turn, and I bring in my Machamp. I think Machamp is ready to clean up now. Yeah, so I bulk up and I'm ready to kill things. Thing is, Donphan can't really toxic me, or it can, but then everything's going to die to +1 plus Guts boosted cross chop. I get an unlucky cross chop miss. Cross chop is 80%, so I get a 20% miss there as he lands in Earthquake. And I'm going to go for cross chop again because at +1/+1 I will 2KO Donphan, even if he protects. And he is not keen on protecting in case I bulk up, and I get another miss. So Machamp has decided to go blind, and his Donphan is back at full. So now things aren't looking all that convincing anymore. Machamp was supposed to kill everything, and now Machamp is not eating a hit from anything. I pivot to Cune on his Donphan / Cune Switch, and I'm ready to do things with my Cune. His turn, I feel like he's going to Snorlax almost 100% of the time, and wasn't sure how to punch that, so I just did Surf for chip damage. And he has revealed Body Slam, and that means I'm glad that it's not Return, in the sense that my Cune can sort of be really annoying with PP Stole and Raw, and rest looping the Snorlax. But for now, I go to Jirachi as he Body Slams, I avoid the para, and I Body Slam myself, I get the para. He curses up. If he's EQ Lax, that could be a real threat, but he reveals that he doesn't have EQ. And I think earlier it didn't feel like the Snorlax would have EQ, and that's the reason why I played like this. It later reveals that it has HP Bug. HP Bug is to catch Celebi. Don't know how high my Celebi usage has been. But in these few turns, we're both crippled. And he rests, which means I'm going to Raw him out, reset the first boosts. And it's also important to keep in mind how many Body Slams he's used up. I Raw in the T-Tar. He is switching out to Snorlax or Suicune, and I Calm Mind up. So this is not an easy turn. I think his Snorlax has quite an above average chunk of attack investment for his Body Slams. Because I'm Bold Max Cune, and it's pretty much 3 hit KOing me in the sand. I am not sure what our best moves are here. I'm not sure I'm going to upload this video. I feel like I don't have any insights to share in these long, drawn-out battles. During the game, I feel like I can work things out, but at this point in the day, I'm just really tired. That's my excuse. He throws out 2 body slams. That second body slam does 32.8%, which is rather concerning. I rest, and he body slams again. And he curses up. Okay, so I think Cune is losing this exchange. Outside of sand, Bald Raw Cune completely dumps on Curse Body Slam Lax. And so on teams without Tyranitar, Curse Rest Lax should have return over Body Slam for this specific matchup. But Sand's up, so fair enough for him. And things are getting shaky. This is his chance to win. If the Snorlax can bust through here, it's going to get a lot of kills. Oh, my texting is at the wrong thing, so I'm sure I'll scroll down soon. I get para, full para. That could have potentially matters a lot, as he reveals he is HP Bug. Weird that he didn't curse up again. Like, what does HP Bug achieve? I feel like throughout this game, Endil made a few mistakes. I did too, obviously, but especially on turn 18, if his Tyranitar pursuits there, it's such a low risk, high reward turn to pursuit there. Because at turn 18, he's shown he's very Suicune weak, so from his perspective, his opponent, me, a thinking level player, will try to preserve the Cune. So if he pursued the Cune that turn, that could have been huge. Yeah, I know I'm talking about that again at turn 72, but this is the other critical point of the game where it comes down to how much chip I'm getting before my Jirachi dies. I think with the Wish Up in the air, I'm not overly fussed if he kills me, because then I go to Machamp. I full power and he full powers. That was a big turn, because if he killed me on that turn, Machamp was not killing him from that range. And yeah, this is total wheelchair festival. Somehow, yeah. He's at +5, his HP bugs are finally starting to hurt, and I let Jirachi go down. But I did have a Wish Up in the air, which means that I can heal up my Suicune or Machamp, but I finally scroll down, sorry about that, and I finally heal up my Machamp. From this range, Cross Chop will kill, so he switches out, and I miss again. Machamp needs glasses. I only have 4 Cross Chops left, and he makes a double into Suicune. Reveals his last move, which is Rest. Sleep Talk, sorry. And pulls off a Surf. So if he Sleep Talks a crit, so 1 in 3 chance times 1 in 16, he kills my Cune. But outside of that, I'm going to wake up, rest. So on that turn, he was deciding if he's going for the 1 in 3 chance times the 1 in 16. If he felt like that was his best play, maybe that's a bit sad, but he could have gone to Lax and rested up, get the Lax thing going again. But at this point, with the Lax so low, he's going to have to waste a lot of turns with that. My Cune should be able to set up and win. Just looking at Endil's team, feels like a big matchup fish. Maybe it's good against a lot of the things I bring, and it's especially really, really good against Skarmory teams. Basically, Skarmory is a dead Monslot against Mag, Donphan, Sutar, and yeah, his team is very anti-spikes. I go to Salamence, finally revealing my choice band on turn 101, and Body Slam or Earthquake are both free there, so I feel like his turn is Donphan, and I'm greedy with my hidden power, which has like 2% more, does 2% more damage than Earthquake, and he eats that hit with Suicune, taking 36%, so he's comfortably dying before he can't rest loop me, and I know that he can go to Sutar, which is why I double to Suicune. Doubling to Suicune on the Cune is safe if he stays in. Okay, my Cune beats his Cune, and if he goes Tyranitar, my Cune also beats his Tyranitar. So it's a very healthy mid-ground. And this time, I go for Earthquake, and he still goes hard Tyranitar. Again, I don't really understand that turn. He has a full health Donphan. Turn 106. Why doesn't he just go Donphan? Like, hello? Not sure. Hello? Yeah. Anyway, he gets in his Lax again, so well done to him. Don't really need Donphan for anything, so I'm just going to chip it down, force it to rest, force it out, and between Machamp, Salamence, and Suicune, game is over. So, 2 critical points in the game for him, where he could have won, going back to that again, turn 18, and also when that Lax was cursing up, potentially with more cooperative paralysis RNG, he could have cleaned house, or forced a lot of kills to the point where I probably lose. But other than that, he's just so weak to Suicune. And with his Lax now dying, the game is over. Game does go on for a few more minutes though, so please enjoy the music and watch me convert this victory. Thank you for not falling asleep and staying until the end.